welcome to Steph's fitness videos. Kidding. A number of people have reached out to me and been like, Steph, like you lost a lot of weight. Like what'd you do? And instead of me like sitting on my phone and typing into like Facebook Messenger of a very long diatribe, I just decided to speak all of the words because speaking all the words is so much more interesting than typing them. Duh. So I was very big most of my life, all of my life. I was like curvaceous and like had a really pretty face, but I was always like big, and that's just like an obvious fact of my life, which was great. And I didn't really hurt my confidence, but I got to the point where I was like, let's be healthy now. And I like actually committed to it, and after a bunch of months I lost a significant amount of weight. I cannot tell you how much because I have not actually weighed myself since I was like 12, and when the doctor weighs me and I like look away because I don't want to know. But I dropped a bunch of sizes. I was a 16 when I moved to Los Angeles, and I became a 14 over 1 year of just like exercising, and I went from a 14 to a 10. And I don't think I've worn size 10 clothing since I was like 9. So, but for food prepping and meal planning and prepping, there's some, first of all, it takes time. It takes lots of time. You have to plan for it. You have to make space for it in your life because you're like cooking like 5 meals at once or more. And it's really frustrating and annoying because it's like you actually have to make the time to do it. Kind of like Blue Apron. It's like this does not seem like it's going to be worth it. And unlike Blue Apron, it is worth it because at the end you have 5 meals instead of like 1.5 meals that you can't save. Unless you do Blue Apron, in which case I'm proud of you and your little individually packaged like little things of time and stuff. So I would block out 4 hours on Sunday afternoon and I do my laundry simultaneously, and I rent from a single family home, and it just sort of was like Steph's gonna be like in the kitchen, like in everybody's space for a long time. And I'd buy all my stuff. I'd go to Ralph's, which is the same thing as King Soopers and or I have no idea what it's called on the East Coast. It's Ralph's here. And I'd go and I'd buy all of the foods, and then I'd come and I'd set up and I'd just like, here's the time. And then I would plan the week. So when I went to Ralph's, I knew what I was buying, and I was buying breakfast and lunch, and then snacks for the whole week. And so nothing was like left up to chance. So yeah, I anticipated all of my moments that I would want food, which included all of the snacky times. So for breakfast, I had 2 hard-boiled eggs every morning. You can do 2 eggs in like any form. I like hard-boiled eggs. I enjoy them. I will have 2 hard-boiled eggs every morning for the rest of my life and feel great, because when I eat a hard-boiled egg, like no matter how many times I've had them, whenever I get to the yolk, I always feel like I found like a prize. Like there it is, it's still there, I found another. And I enjoy that. And yeah, I eat the yolk because people who only eat egg whites are stupid. Why? The whole point is to get to like the golden center. So I did that every morning, and then I do that with a piece of fruit, usually a banana, because I could eat that quickly in the car running to school. And so that was like, that's it. Because all you need is like a little protein to be like get your body into motion. And if I didn't have time to hard-boiled eggs, I would have a protein bar. And then I would also have vitamins. So I had a friend who helped me come up with all of this. And he was like, go get a multivitamin. So I did. I literally went to Target and got the woman's multivitamin. And so I have one of those. Do not have that on an empty stomach. If you forget breakfast and have the multivitamin, you will feel like you're going to throw up, and it's terrible. And then I also, he got these for me at Costco, and I've eaten them. They're called Ab Cuts Advanced CLA Belly Fat Formula, and they sound silly, but I've had 2 of them with my multivitamin after my hard-boiled eggs every morning, and they must be working because something happened, so I'm just gonna believe in them. But that was so Target and Costco. And that's it for breakfast. And then I would like have a mid-morning snack, but like it wasn't like a huge ordeal. And if I hard-boiled the eggs on Sunday and just like kept them in a little container, I would just grab 2, crack them open, and like take the shell off and eat them. Lunch is where I would get fancy. So I would have a protein, and I'm really skilled, so I literally ate chicken every single week. I'm terrified of cooking chicken because I swear I'm going to give myself E. coli and die. So I always had to have like the mom that I rent from, my landlady, be like, is the chicken done? Or my friend, I would like literally text her pictures, be like, is my chicken done? Am I gonna die? but I did a breast of chicken. If you are more adept at meats than I am, you can literally do like any other meat, like pork or shrimp. Is shrimp a meat? I don't know, but you can do that. I just am a very boring person and I don't trust myself with cooking things. So I just did chicken, but I literally make like 5 chicken breasts for the whole week. And then a vegetable, and for me it was usually Brussels sprouts chopped in half, and then like olive oil and salt and pepper or fancy pants spices, which is really nice when you rent a room from a food product developer who has every spice known to man. So I got fancy with the spices, and I would either do that or asparagus. But once again, I got really comfortable eating the same thing all of the time, and if you are a fancy person and have more energy, you can do different vegetables, but me, it was pretty much either asparagus or Brussels sprouts, or spinach, like just spinach on the bottom of like the food thing. And then I would have what I like to call a fake carb that made me like feel like I was having like bread, but it wasn't actually bread. And so long grain brown rice was what I would do. And once again, I'm not really great at cooking rice. A lot of times it was like crunchy on the inside and mushy on the outside. But if you have a rice cooker, you could probably do it better than I did. And so long grain brown rice was a really good one with like a little salt in it. It made me feel like I was eating things that were bad for me, but it's actually really good for you. Stay away from the other rices, and they're imposters. And then the other one is quinoa, also known to fancy people as quinoa. Here in California, we eat a lot of quinoa. So I would have that, which is actually pretty easy to make, and like you can make a whole bunch of it in like 10 minutes. And then I would take my vegetable and my protein and my rice or quinoa, and I would put it in these things. So I got a lunch box called a Fit Packer. And it was like on Amazon for like $25. And then it came with 5 of these. And I literally like put my quinoa and my veggies and my chicken in that, and I put it in the fridge, and every morning I would grab this guy, put an ice pack in the bottom, and then put this in it, and then that was my lunch. And then I would take it and like heat it up for like 2 minutes. And then snacks are the most important. So important. And I would, so snacks you need to have because you need to convince your body that it's still eating food. Because this whole, like, I'm getting hungry and I have an appetite thing, like, I couldn't deal with that. So I would have snacks. And the first one was carrots and hummus, all of the time, carrots and hummus. And I would get little individually packaged carrots and little individually packaged hummus. And it's like, why are you spending money on that? You could just buy a big tub and then put it in little Tupperwares. There were some things where I splurged on. I didn't want to spend time, so I would just buy them prepackaged. Protein bars. There are really good protein bars, and then there are bad ones. Cliff bars are basically candy bars. But there's pure protein. Those are good. And then the ones that the Kirkland brand from Costco. So pure protein brand and Kirkland brand. Those are the 2 protein bars that are actually for reals, according to my friend, the nutritionist. Fruit. I just eat fruit whenever I wanted it. Like it's a good sugar. It's good carbs for your body. Also, our friends, the almonds. I've eaten a lot of almonds this year. And I don't just like buy a big, these are from Costco, just get a big thing of almonds, like throw a bag in, and I would just eat it throughout the week. Just eat a bunch of almonds, which was great. And I also decided there was one thing that I could not live without, and that is cheese. So I bought like the 2% mozzarella, like string cheese sticks, and I would throw 2 to 4 in my bag. And I would have them and not care because I love cheese, and that was fine. Also, you could do like a sweet potato and put it in its own little Tupperware and just like open it up and heat it up. So that was really good. And then for dinner, I would often eat out because of the life I lead. So like a shrimp bowl from Rubio's where you're getting like black beans and salad, clean tacos as opposed to the dirty tacos. Like clean tacos would be like didn't have a ton of guacamole, didn't have a ton of salsa, like just pico de gallo meat in the, like no cheese, no sour cream, just like in the little corn tortilla, like totally fine. I often would get like 1 roll of sushi, which was great. And then salads from like places like Lemonade, just any type of salad was really great. And so the one thing missing from all of this is of course our friend, the bread. And like Oprah, I love bread. I love bread. And but it was nice because after about 3 weeks of this, I just didn't even want it, which made my life easier. So that's food prepping with Steph.